you for coming out on your day off to join us. I want to quickly introduce Mayor Bill Finch of Bridgeport. He is a father of many, but he has 2 young ones in the Bridgeport public school system still.
I'm here as a father of 4 boys, 2 who got a great education in the city of Bridgeport school system, but 2 who are in the school system now. And the schools are not what we want them to be. We want all of our kids here to have the same educational opportunities as the kids in the other part of Connecticut have. And if we mix a lot of adult politics in with it, we're not going to get it. In this last year, we were able to start building new schools for the first time in decades. We were able to make sure every child had a textbook for the first time in our memory. Every child has the textbooks they need for the first time in our memory. And in addition to that, we're attracting new, highly intelligent teachers to come to the system to augment the ones that we have. And we're looking for great skills and talents for new principals. We have 3 new high school principals in the city of Bridgeport. And in addition to that, the Board of Education is working very hard to improve the amount of technology that our children have so that every classroom has a smart board and every kid has access to a computer. What do you think about that? These are the points of progress we're so proud of, but probably none more symbolic than the children and the students in their senior year of high school. 300 are taking college classes in area colleges for free. That's something this school board has done, the appointed school board.
You know me, I'm Jessica Martinez. I am a Bridgeport resident and a parent of a son that attends Luis Munoz Marin School. I have always been a concerned parent and active in my son's education. But now I have stepped up my involvement tremendously, knowing where I fit in as a parent, with helping out the schools, the parents, and the children of Bridgeport. Through volunteering in my son's class, I was able to connect with students and teachers and identify the needs. The children love me and I love them. They need to see that more parents care. You know, going there day in and day out and seeing and meeting other children that we all have different backgrounds was amazing. And I pushed my husband to do the same thing, and he was transformed. He's not one that likes to go out and volunteer or do things, or he's a shy person, but let me tell you, he came back and said, wow, those kids made me feel really good, you know? And so it transformed me, it transformed him. I urge everybody to go out there and spend some time in their child's class. But in working with the previous appointed board, they have embraced parents and our voices have been heard. We were able to get a 2012 Parents Engagement Policy passed with no problems, which is collaborations with the parents, the teachers union, the parent center, and we work together as one, as we should. As you all just heard, we are a group called Parents for Progress, and we have a very simple message today. We want all Bridgeporters to vote yes on next month's ballot referendum so our schools can continue their comeback. Come election day, we have a very simple choice to make. We can vote yes and choose a better opportunity for our children and a better economy for our city, or we can vote no and continue with more failed leadership and more wasted tax dollars. We think the choice is very clear. In just 6 months since Bridgeport schools got new leadership, the entire system has changed for the better. Those speaking today will go through these improvements, but none of them would have been possible without the changes in leadership that put the bad old days behind us. It is thanks to the leadership that we didn't have to lay off hundreds of teachers or cut our high school sports, which is very important. It is thanks to the leadership that we have new textbooks for our children and new pre-K school spots for our youngsters. It is thanks to our leadership that the kids can now go to college early for free. None of this would have been possible without the leadership of the appointed school board and the superintendent they hired. We need to keep the good work going, and that is why we need to vote yes, so that we have an effective school board that will work for the parents and work for our children. By voting yes this November 6th, we have the chance to choose better for our children, for our schools, and for our city. As President Obama says, we must move forward, not back. Let's move forward, Bridgeport. Let's move forward. Parents for Progress, let's vote yes. Parents for Progress, let's vote yes. Parents for Progress, let's vote yes. Yes. I am humbled to introduce another Bridgeport parent who attends my school too. We are friends, and that is Susie Harrison.
Thank you, Jessica. My name is Susie Harrison. I'm a proud parent of 3 children, ages 8, 7, and 2 years old. My 8-year-old, my 7-year-old daughters, they attend Lewis Marin School. I'm here to say I'm proud the state of Connecticut finally recognized something that we as parents recognized a long time ago, that the status quo just wasn't working. It only took 6 months for a positive result to take hold. 6 months, you guys. And that was due to a change in leadership. Our children have the opportunity to take college courses while still in high school for free. That's a blessing. Our children do not have to suffer through teacher layoffs or elimination of high school sports programs. And finally, they got textbooks, you guys. Textbooks, finally. Our children have a better chance of getting into a pre-K program where education should start. And in conclusion, we parents have more choices, our choices, where to send our kids to get their education. President Obama, he has embraced the concept of accountability and has called education the civil rights of issues of our times. I believe Bridgeport should follow his example by continuing the progress we have made. So thank you, and please vote yes.
Good job.
Thank you, Susie. That was amazing. Now I want to introduce another parent. Her name is Kisling Bossy.
Hello, my name is Kisleen, and I have 4 wonderful children, 3 which is in the Bridgeport school system. I have an older child who is in high school, and I wanted to share my story with trying to get her enrolled in school. I actually went to go enroll my daughter in school at the local high school, and to my surprise, when I asked about honor roll classes and AP classes, I was pretty much told they weren't quite available. So with that being said, my daughter chose to actually leave Bridgeport and live with a family member so she would be able to pursue classes that would have her be ready for college-bound courses. Within the last couple of years in living in Bridgeport, I have seen a lot of changes within the school system. So with that said, our schools are in crisis. For too long, we have allowed failed leadership to run our schools. Our test scores are horrible. Our graduation rates are pathetic, and many parents have lost hope. This past year, we have seen progress for the first time in a long time, thanks to an appointed school board. An appointed Board of Education has made a real difference for the Bridgeport kids, including my own children. They made sure my kids got new textbooks and that the new curriculum is preparing them for college. We need progress to continue, and that is why I am encouraging all Bridgeport parents to vote yes on the charter revision on November 6th. For kids like mine and for all the children of Bridgeport, we must vote yes. Yes for kids, and yes for better schools. Thank you so much for your time.
And now, another parent, my friend, Laura Marinan.
I have 3 daughters in the Bridgeport public school system. I've been always involved in their education, in school, attending board meetings, and for the last 12 years, I didn't see any positive results in the Board of Education. The leadership that they have, it was a total failure. I remember one time talking to someone who was making a decision about our kids, of the kind of resources our kids will have in schools. And that person had never visited our schools before. He was a person who used to live in New York and just came to decide how much money our kids will get. And I say, how come if you don't live here, you know the needs that our children are having right now? So I didn't see that has a good thing for our children. On top of that, some of the board members, they were blaming the children for the failure of the system in Bridgeport, which I don't think I find it fair. It's a system that is not working. It's not our children. If they don't have the good education and the quality of education that they deserve, they cannot do better. We think the choice is clear. In 6 months since Bridgeport schools got the new leadership, the entire system has changed for the better. Those speaking today will go to these improvements, but none of them will have been possible without the changes in the leadership that put the old bad days behind us. Like New Haven and Hartford, which have experienced better results since choosing a system of mayoral control, the people of Bridgeport must now make the right choice, and we should vote yes. Voting yes will ensure that someone is accountable for the parents of Bridgeport, and that we can take action if a person who is accountable let us down. This election give parents a choice: progress and moving forward, or the same failed leadership of the past. We cannot go back. And we need to make that choice today. As President Obama says, you have the power to keep Bridgeport moving forward. Thank you.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you a proud Bridgeport Public School graduate and a Bridgeport resident, the Executive Director of Excel Bridgeport, Maria Zambrana.
I am so encouraged to see so many of the parents that we work with on a daily basis at Excel Bridgeport here. Thank you all for coming out, for your support. The progress in our city is not possible without you and your participation and your involvement. And it's my honor to lead an organization that's really seeking to empower parents so that they can be the change agents that our school system so desperately needs. I want to start with my remarks with a personal story. As Jessica said, I am a product of the Bridgeport Public School System. And I want to tell you a story of the day that my life changed. It was 15 years ago, actually this very month, 15 years ago, 1997. My mother who had been enrolling me in a magnet lottery in Bridgeport for years, got a call one evening in October 1997. And it was the district, it was the Bridgeport Public Schools. And they said, to my mom, they said, we have great news for you. Your daughter was admitted to multicultural magnet school. My mother dropped the phone and started crying. She started crying. I said, Mom, what's wrong? Why are you crying? She said, finally, you're going to get a good education. That's a reality that too many of our families face in the city. We do not have access to high quality schools in every neighborhood. And that is a shame. That's something that we have to change. And that's something that in the last year, we've seen Bridgeport get closer to. We've seen progress in the last year that we have not seen in decades. And I will tell you that is a fact. Because 10 years ago, I graduated from Central Magnet. In 2002, I graduated, and I come back 10 years later, and I've seen that things have not gotten better. They've actually gone down. So in the last year, we've seen changes, we've seen progress, and we need to make sure that that progress continues. So I hope that you join me in voting yes on November 6th, because the progress in our schools needs to keep moving forward, and we need to have the most effective and accountable school board in order for that to be possible. Thank you so much for coming. Please vote yes November 6th.
These are our schools. It's our choice. It's your choice, it's my choice. We have the power. You have the power to make a difference for our children's future. Choose progress. Vote yes on the charter revision on November 6th. Thank you.